Welcome to C Programming, and this is Kumar Swamidapa from SRRS Government Polytechnic College, Sircilla. And today we are going to learn strings and various string handling functions available in C. So the learning outcomes of today's session is, so we are going to learn what is a string and how to read and print the strings with the help of using the loops. Then we are going to discuss about how to read and print strings by using these percentages format specifier. Then we are going to learn the use of gets and puts function with the help of an example programs. Okay. Then we are going to learn the various standard library for string functions available in C programming. Okay. So then we are going to look at the string functions like a string strlen, string length function, string copy function, string concatenation function, and a string compare function with examples. And then at last we are going to discuss about the few programs which are related to the predefined string functions as well as puts, gets, and various programs on strings. Okay. So now let us discuss what is a string. A group of characters that can be stored in a character array. A group of characters that can be stored in a character array, we can call it as a string. Okay. The characters arrays are many a time also called strings. Okay. So the character arrays, we are calling it as a string. Okay. Many languages internally treat string as a character array. Most of the languages treats these strings as a character array. Okay, a string constant is a one-dimensional array of characters terminated by a null character /0. Backward slash followed by 0 is the null character. Okay, so every string constant in a one-dimensional array, it is terminated with a /0. Okay, so here is an example. Char name. So name is an array of character type. Here we are not specifying the size of the name array. Why? Because we are assigning the values. We are initializing this array at the time of declaration. So one of the a point that we have already discussed in the arrays concept is that the if you declare an array and at the same time if you initialize that array with some values, then there is no need to specify the size of an array. So there is no need to specify the size of an array. Okay, that's why here I am not specifying the size of an array. Okay, then each character in the array occupies one byte of memory, and the last character is always /0. Each character in the array occupies one byte of memory, and the last character is always /0. So now let us look about what is this /0. The character is this. It looks like two characters, one is slash and another is 0, but it is actually only one character with a slash indicating that what follows it is something special. Whatever uh, whatever the character which follows slash, this backward slash, that must be something special to uh, treat. Okay, now /0 is called null character. /0 is called null character, and note that there is a huge difference between /0 and 0. Okay, this /0 and 0 are not same. Okay, /0 and 0 are both are not same. Okay, the ASCII value of /0 is 0, the ASCII value of this slash 0 is 0, whereas the ASCII value of 0 is 48. The ASCII value of 0 is 48. Okay, are you getting the point? So these are not equal. Okay, that can be represented simply by using these ASCII values. For the slash 0 ASCII value is 0 and the 0 ASCII value is 48. Okay, and then the terminating null is important because it is the only way the function that work with a string can know where the string ends. Okay, so when we talk about the strings are the character arrays. The character array means an array, it is a collection of characters. So at that time we must know where to terminate, where to stop, or where to stop to store the characters, or where to stop read the characters from the collection of characters. Okay, so that can be uh, identified or done with the help of this null character. Okay, now so here is a string. Okay, that string is stored in memory location. The string is stored in a computer memory. Okay, so that computer memory is divided into several number of bytes. So individual byte can accommodate only a single character. Okay, and then the location of that memory can be identified with the help of an address here. So here 65518 is the starting address of this particular array, this particular string. Okay, so H is the starting letter, then after 1819 is there, so plus 1, right? So every character occupies only 1 byte memory, right? So in this way, at last after completion of the string, that indication symbol, that is nothing but the null character, is presented on the memory, so that we can identify that the string is ended. Okay, so beyond that we won't move to some 65526 memory locations or etc. Okay, we are stopping here after identifying this null character. Okay, so here char name is equals to Heilser, right? So that can be presented in the memory location. Okay, note that in this declaration slash 0 is not necessary. Okay, C insert the null character automatically. So in this particular declaration we are not specifying this slash 0 at the end. For example, hi is the string that is surrounded. So generally, so this is the string with the 2 characters and the slash 0 is the termination symbol. But this cannot be cannot be used. We are not cannot be used because this null pointer is somewhat a little bit confusing. Okay, so we are writing just string with the specified number of characters. The C compiler automatically appends at the end of the string with this null character. Okay, C compiler automatically appends this null character. Okay, uh, and then here is a simple program to demonstrate printing of a string. And in this printing I am going to print the uh, value of the string by using a for loop. So you can also do the same program by using for loop as well as do while loop. Okay, so you can perform the same program, same task by using any one of the loop. Okay, you can use either do while loop or for loop, or simply follow this while loop. Okay, all are same. So After declaring the main function, here I am declaring a character variable with a name, and Klinsmann is the string I am going to store in that particular uh, array name. Okay, and I am initializing a variable I, some temporary variable with value 0. As we know, the arrays, so it is a name is a single dimensional array, and the values are stored in single dimensional array that can be accessed with the help of an index value. That index value must starts from 0, right, so on. So the index value of the single dimensional array or any array starts from 0, and here I I only supplied the string. I know the number of characters available in this particular string. Okay, then uh, I give the condition after how many characters of reading, after reading how many characters from the name array my loop will terminate. Okay, so I know the number of characters available here is 8, so I am starting with 0, so less than or equals to 7 means, so from 0 to 7 there are totally 8 characters are there, and those characters are, I am printing individual characters with the help of this percentage C specifier. Okay, and the name of I means it is going to we are getting the array elements based on the index value I from 0 to 7. Okay, and every time I am increasing the I value by 1, so from 0 it is moving until 7. After 7, the I value become 8, and at that time this loop will be terminated, and after the termination there is a end of the program. So we are coming out of the loop, coming out of the program, and then uh, the output is Klinsmann. Okay, so here you should note that the printf does not print the null character. Printf does not print this /0 null character. Okay, printf does not print the null character. Okay, printf does not print the null character. And the next, now we are going to discuss about this percentages format specifier. Percentages format specifier. Here, this percentage s is used with this printf function for printing the strings. Okay, so we are using this percentage s along with the printf function. As we know, printf is an output function, but with the help of printf, if you want to print a string, then you can simply use this percentages format specifier, so that you can easily print the string values. So here inside the main function, I am declaring a name array of character type with the Klinsmann is the character. So here I am not specifying the /0 null character, so by default it is appended by the C compiler, and here I am using this percentages specifier, and name is the name of actual name of our array, so that it is going to print the entire string, and this Klinsmann is the output for this program. Okay, so if you want to print the uh, array of characters, you just specify the name of the array, so that it is going to print the all the characters available in that particular array with the help of this percentages access specifier. Sorry. And next, so the same specifications can be used to receive a string from the keyboard. Okay, so the same access specifier, the same these percentages can be used to read a string from the keyboard. So here in the printf, we are going to print the string on the terminal on the output screen. That can we can also read by using this scanf and percentages access specifier. So here, so in this program, okay, so main, after main I am defining a character array name of 25. Here, here I am declaring the variable character array of name, and I am not initializing the array. Okay, so then printf enter your name. I am asking the user to enter the name of the uh, user. Okay, then he is entering some input that can be read with the help of this scanf and percentages access specifier. And here, while reading the characters, no need to specify this ampersand symbol before the uh, name of the variable. Okay, and then printf hello percentages name. So the value of name array is replaced here. So then here we are going to get this message hello Debashish. So here first of all it is asking about enter the user name, then I am giving this input, then hello Debashish is the output for this program. So with the help of scanf and access specifier percentages, we can read the string, and with the help of printf function and access specifier percentages, we can print the string on the terminal. Okay, so in this way, with the help of this format specifier percentages, we can read and print the strings. Okay, then while entering the string using this scanf, we must caution about two things. Okay, so here in the scanf function, in the scanf function, here we are reading the string, right, with the help of these percentages. While reading, we must concern about two things. Okay, so the first one is the length of the string should not exceed the dimensions of the character array. Okay, so this is because the C compiler doesn't perform bounds checking on character array. For example, in case of Java, if we are trying to access the characters, the number of characters that we are trying to access is more than the size of an actual array, then it is going to display an error message of array index out of bound exception. Sorry, array index out of bound exception. So such kind of error messages are displayed in case of Java, but in C it doesn't perform any bound checking on character array. So it is our responsibility to check the length of the string should not exceed the dimensions of the character array. Okay, and then scanf is not capable of receiving multi-word string. For example, my name is Kumar Swami. So my name is Kumara Swami. If I am entering this string with the help of this percentage access specifier here in this program, if I am giving an input Kumara space Swami, then I am getting an output. Here I am getting an output hello Kumar. Hello Kumar. I am not getting hello Kumar Swami. Why? Because I am giving the input a string in two words, multi words. Sorry, that is more than one word. If I am giving more than one words as an input, this percentage s along with the scanf function can read only the first string. Okay, that is Kumara. Okay, so so therefore we must pay an attention while reading the strings by using this scanf function. So therefore we cannot accept the multi words with the help of this scanf function. Okay, so for that purpose uh, we need to use this gets function. So gets function, so to overcome the drawback of this scanf function while reading the multi-strings, that can be overcome with the help of this gets function. Okay, so here now we are trying to learn what is gets and puts function. So it's time to learn about gets and puts function. So now let us discuss about gets. So gets is an input function. Gets is an input function to read the strings from the user. The gets function is used to read the input from the user in terms of strings. So whatever the input that is given by the user, that can be treated as string. If you are asking to enter the username, if you are giving Kumar, then all it is treated as a string input. If you are inputted with 123, so that 123 is also treated as a string. Okay, and then it accepts the multiple words. So this is the important thing. It accepts the multiple words from the user as a single string. Okay, so whatever the input given by the user, it may be any number of words, those words are all are treated as a single string. Okay, and next uh, puts is an output function. So we are using puts to print the text specified in the form of parameters that are specified in the puts function. Okay, so puts is an output function, formatted output function. Gets is a formatted input function. Okay, now here is an example. Here I am declaring a variable name of character array. So simply we can say that name is a string. Okay, and then I am asking the user to enter your full name. I am asking the user enter your full name. Then so whatever the input given by the user, that can be read with the help of this gets string function, and that will be stored on with a name. Okay, gets of name. So whatever you are giving an input, that will be stored on name. Okay, and then puts hello. Puts hello means it is going to print a message hello. Then again puts name. So whatever the input given by the user, that can be printed on the screen. For example, here Debashish Roy is a multi-word, so this can be given as an input string, and that can be stored in the name array. Okay, and whenever we try to print the name array with the help of puts function, then it is printing on the terminal. So after printing the text with the help of puts, the carriage will be moved to the next line. Okay, now it's time to discuss about various string functions or predefined string functions or standard library string functions that are available uh, in the C program. Okay, so that are supported by the C compiler. Okay, so first one is the strlen. So strlen is the string length function. We are using this function to find the length of a string. strlen is the string length function. We are using this function to find the length of a string. Okay, and then str LWR stands for string lowercase. Okay, so it converts the inputted string into lowercase. Okay, so whatever you gave the input in the form of combination or completely capital smaller one, but it returns an output as a smaller case string. Okay, then the next one is strupr. It converts the string to uppercase. Then strcat is a string concatenation function. It appends one string at the end of another string. So we are using this string concatenation function to perform concatenation operation. Concatenation in the sense simply addition. So it joins the one string at the end of another string. Okay. So strlen is the string length function. Strcat is the concatenation function. Then strcpy. So strcpy is the string copy function. We are using for copies a string into another string. So copies a string into another string. Then strncpy. So strncpy is the string function which copies first n characters of one string into another. So here we are specifying the restriction for this string copy function. The restriction is that after it must copy only certain number of characters. Okay, and then we are going to discuss about this string comparison function strcmp is the string comparison function. It compares the two strings. It compares the two strings. And then strncmp. So strncmp is a string comparison function. It compares the first n characters of two strings. Okay, it compares the first n characters of two strings. If you specify the n value as 2 means it compares only 2 characters. If you specify the 10 characters, first 10 characters, then it compares the only first 10 characters, and uh, the remaining will not be compared. Okay, then strcmpi. So it is also compares the two strings, but it ignores the case means lowercase uppercase both letters it treats as equal letters. Okay, so it compares the two strings by ignoring the case. Then stricmp is also perform the same operation as strcmpi. Okay, it compares the two strings by ignoring the case of the strings. Then strncmp, it compares the first n characters of two strings by ignoring the case of the strings. It may be either uppercase or lowercase. Okay, so it compares the first n characters of two strings by ignoring the case of the strings. Then next is strDUMP. strDUP, string duplicate function. It duplicates a string. Okay, it duplicates a string. Then strCHR, string character function. It finds first occurrence of a given character in a string. It finds the first occurrence of a given character in a string. Okay, then strRCHR, it finds the last occurrence of a given character in a string. Last occurrence of a given character in a string. So first one strchr is to find the first occurrence, and strrchr to find the last occurrence of a given character in a string. Okay, then at last str. So it finds the first occurrence of a given string in a another string. It finds the occurrence of a string in another string. Okay, so here these two are to check the occurrence of a characters, and this is function for to check the occurrence of a given string in another string. Okay, and at last we have more three functions. str set string set, it sets all characters of a string to a given character. So whatever the character that are supplied with this str set function, so the all the characters are set are replaced with this particular character. Okay, then str n set, it sets the first n characters of a string to a given character. It sets the first n characters of string to a given character. And at last, and the most important one is strrev. Strrev is the function we are using to reverse the given string. Okay, it reverses the string that is supplied to this strrev function. Okay, right? So among all these, the most frequently used string functions are strlen, string length function, and string concatenation function, and string copy function. Okay, and then string comparison function. Here in all these comparisons, you need to understand one thing. When the two strings are compared, if both the strings are equal, then it returns 0. 0 means both the strings are equal. Okay, if both the strings are not equal, then it is going to display either 1 or minus 1. Okay, it is going to display either 1 or minus 1. So 1 means the first string is higher, and the minus 1 means the second string is uh, sorry, this 1 and minus 1 is at a in some another case. Okay, so the value returned when the two strings are compared is either 0. If both the strings are equal, then it is going to display some positive number or negative number. If it is going to display the positive number, then the comparison characters means the source character compare with the destination character, or first string character compares with the second string character. If the first string character ASCII value is high compared with the second string character, then it is going to display return a positive number, the difference between two ASCII numbers. If it is displaying the negative number means the ASCII value of first string character is high compared with the ASCII character value of second string character. Okay, so and this string reversal function is also we are using most frequently. Now it's time to discuss about few string handling functions are predefined functions most frequently used in uh, string operations. Okay, so one of the function is strlen, string length function. So this string length function we are using to return the length of the string. Okay, so this function counts the number of characters present in a string and returns the number of characters present in the counts. It counts the number of characters present in the string and returns the that particular number. Okay, so what you need the important thing here is while calculating the length, it doesn't count /0. So string length function doesn't count the /0. So by excluding this /0, it returns the length of the given string. Here is an example. Here bamboo let is a string, so it contains 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 characters are there. Okay, so try to remember here the length of this string is 10. Okay, now so this is a character array and it is initialized directly at the time of declaration, then no need to specify the size of this array. Okay, and then I'm using two integer variables len1 and len2 to store some length of the given strings. Okay, then what I am doing is I am performing strlen function on arr. What is arr? Arr is the and a single dimensional array. Okay, and so that length of that particular array is stored in len1. Okay, and then len2 is another variable integer integer variable, it is going to store the length of the string. Here I am uh, supplying a string. Instead of giving the variable name, I am supplying the string. So for this particular string, let us count how many characters are there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and space is 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So the length of this particular string is 13. Okay, now printf string is equals to percentages. So we are going to print the string, then we are going to print the length. Now in the case of ARR and LEN1, so ARR is the array, ARR is the array. So this is the name value of an array, so it is going to print this. Then it is going to print the length. So here bamboos led, so length of that particular string is 10. And in the second printf statement, we are going to print the second string along with the length of that particular string. Okay, so here Humpty Dumpty and the length is 13. Okay, length is 13. Okay, so here it won't consider /0 null character as a one character. Okay, then next is string copy function. Sorry, this string copy function performs the copying operation from one string to another string. Okay, so this function copies the content of one string into another. Okay, the base address of the source and the target strings should be supplied in this function. Okay, so here source is an array of characters and target is also an array of characters. Okay, and here I am performing strcpy string copy function from target to source. So here is the target and here is the source. Then I am trying to print the source string and as well as target string. This string copy function copies the string from copies one string to another string. So here the source is sayonara. This sayonara is copied to target, so that the both variables source and target are going to print the same values. Okay, okay, so are you getting the point? So strcpy is a string copy function to copy one string to another. And the next string handling function is strcat. So this is a concatenation function. It appends the string with the already existed string. Okay, so for example here Bombay and Nagpur are the two unconcatenation word. Okay, so this concatenation function returns Bombay Nagpur. Okay, Bombay Nagpur. Okay, this function concatenates the source string at the end of the target string. Okay, it concatenates the source string at the end of target string. Here source string is folks and the target string is hello. If I perform this one, what happened? This source string is appended with the targeted string. So here the source string is folk and the targeted string is hello. So this folk is appended here and it becomes hello folk. Hello folks. Okay, so that can be printed with the help of this percentages specifier. Okay, right? So are you getting the point? With the help of this strcat string copy function, we are going to perform several copy operation. And while performing the copy operation, the source will not affect, the source of string will not affect. Okay, and then we are going to discuss about this character string comparison function. So this is a function which compares two strings to find out whether they are same or not. Okay, so here what happening is it is going to compare these two strings and it is going to return whether they are same or different. Okay, so the two strings are compared character by character. The two strings which are the two strings are compared character by character until there is a mismatch or at the end of the one string is reached. At the end of any one of the string is reached. So while comparing the two strings, if both the strings are having a similar length, then we need to check each and every individual character, so that we can able to know where there is a difference between the two strings are equal or not. Okay, if two strings are identical, if two strings are equal, then strcmp returns the value 0. Okay, so if two strings are identical same, then it returns the value 0. If they are not, it returns the numeric difference between the ASCII values of first non-matching pair of characters. If the string comparison function won't return 0, means it is going to return some numeric value. If the that numeric value is the ASCII difference between the characters that are going to compare with the help of strcmp function. Okay, so here is an example. So this first strcmp, so here string 1 and string 2 are there with Zerry and Ferry, and ijk are some temporary variables. Okay, so in I am going to store the result of this string comparison function strcmp, and then I am supplying string 1 and Zerry. String 1 Zerry, so the value of string 1 is Zerry, and here I am typing the string Zerry, and I want to compare the string 1 with the Zerry, so it is going to return 0. So it is going to return 0. Okay, now if I perform string comparison operation on string 1 and string 2, both the strings are different, then it returns the value difference. Here the difference between j and f is 4, so that's why it returns 4. So this first string comparison function returns 0 to I, and string comparison function with two strings, right? So here string 1 is compared with string 2, and there is a difference. The difference between these are 5, so 5 is the difference. Okay, if you compare the string function with the help of this given string, then it is going to display some negative value. Okay, so it returns the negative value. Negative value means uh, the source contains the higher numeric value on variables. Okay, so it compares the two strings character by character, and it returns the difference between source with the destination, or string 1 with the string 2. Okay, so here while comparing this string 1 is Zerry, so and string 2 is Zerry boy, and there is a space between Zerry and boy. Now while comparing individual characters, all are of equal, and at this time this is space, and this is for this string /0 is appended. Now /0 is compared with this space. The ASCII value represented with the representation, the ASCII representation of /0 null character is 0, and the space is 32. Now the difference between 0 minus 32 is minus 32, so that's why it returns negative value here. Okay, so are you getting the point? String comparison function compares the two strings. If the two strings are equal, it returns 0. If the two strings are not equal, then it compares and returns the numerical difference between the ASCII difference of individual characters. Okay, sorry, not only the individual character, it compares the two strings character by character. If there is any difference, then it returns the difference between them in terms of ASCII value. Okay, so thank you. And if you have any kind of query, just ping me to kumarswami.dapa@gmail.com, and try to practice programs and by using all the predefined functions which are discussed in the previous session, in the previous slides. Okay, so try to use all the predefined functions. Okay, all the predefined functions. Try to write as many more number of programs with as possible. And now it's time to do at least one practical. So now I am moving to try to open the compiler, C compiler. Right, so I'm directly writing void main. So here I'm using the compiler which is suitable for both C and C++. So that's why I need to write compulsorily I need to write the library name. So where this printf and scanf are available. Okay, and then I'm writing character string 1 is equals to Kumar, and char string 2 is equals to uh, Swami. Okay, now I need to I want to print strcat. So strcat is a string concatenation function, right? So s1 comma s2. Now I am compiling the program. So then I am getting an error. Okay, I am getting an error. Why? Because here s1 is a character, s1 is a variable of character type. It can store only single character. Okay, s1 can store only single character, but I want to store a string, a group of a collection of characters. So what I need to do is that s1 must be an array. Okay, now I am compiling the program, and still I am getting errors. So uh, try to write the programs with as many errors as possible, so that you can able to learn more things. Okay, and you can able to learn the C programming quickly if you get more errors. Okay, so here the function printf. Okay, and still I am getting error because strcat is a string concatenation function. Those functions are available in string.h header file. Okay, now I am compiling the program, getting still one more error. So parenthesis is not closed properly. Okay, and now I am compiling, getting zero errors and executing the program. Okay, after execution I am going to view the output of Kumar Swamy and abnormal program termination. Okay, so now that abnormal program termination is can be done uh, Why? Because the concatenation is not performing well. Okay. Now I want to find the length of string 1. So what I need to do is write the strlen of string 1, alt F9 and control F9 and alt F5. So here, sorry, I am getting some error, sorry. So here percentage s, so I need to use percentage d access specifier, format specifier. Why? Because string length is an integer, it is going to return some integer value. So if you want to print that integer value, so we must use percentage d as a format specifier. Now I am compiling and executing the program. Now I am getting this output as 5. Okay, so let us check 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 characters are there. So in this manner you can try to uh, write as many number of programs as possible by uh, applying all types of string function. Okay, and try to use this gets and puts function. For example, here now I am trying to use this gets and puts function. Okay, puts enter your name, and then gets. So gets is a function we are using to read the string which is supplied. Okay, and then again I am using puts function to print the string 1. So s1 is a the string array. Okay, so here uh, I am trying to use this kanevo.h header file so that I can able to clear the console. I can able to clear the console screen with the override and all our previously existed output. Then I'm using the getch function to view the output directly. Okay, sorry. So gets of s1 and control F9 and I'm enter your name. So my name is Kumara space Swami space Dapa. Then I am getting Kumara Swami Dapa. If you use this uh, mm, printf and scanf function, for example, again I am trying to write puts enter your name again and try to print read with the help of scanf function. Scanf percentage s uh, address of s1. Okay, and I am trying to print that one puts s1 one more time and I am trying to execute this program and then enter your name Kumar space Swami. So it is printing Kumar Swami as usually. Why? Because this gets function reads the multi words. Kumar is one word, Swami is one word, and again it is asking to enter the name. So again I am giving Kumar space Swami, but here it prints only Kumar. Why? Because this percentage is specified won't read multiple words. Okay, so try to practice as many number of programs as possible. Okay, so still if you have any kind of queries, just ping me to kumarswamy.dapa@gmail.com. Okay, thank you for watching and thank you for your patience to listen the lecture.